Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. Coming up in today's show, China city volunteers are tending to victims and family members of the recent bus accident in Jiangxia of Hunan province. In our continuing report on dementia and Alzheimer's, we find out how the illness is not limited to elderly people and its impact on one particular family. And in Paraguay, city volunteers are holding an opening ceremony for the new classrooms built in Kawande village of Ciudad del Este. First up in China, a bus carrying Taiwanese tourists turned over on its way to Jiangxia in Hunan province on April 29th, leading to 3 deaths and 11 injuries. As most of their family members in Taiwan have arrived to take care of them, city volunteers from Changsha also reached out to comfort the victims as they get ready to go home.
Following the tour bus accident, city volunteers from Changsha have been accompanying the Taiwanese tourists along the way. Though the pain from their injuries remains, volunteers' care gives them strength to go on.
Medical staff from the local hospital in Taiwan have confirmed 2 of the patients are able to be transported to the hospital via ambulance and take the flight back to Taiwan. Tomorrow, some injured tourists and their family members will fly back to Taiwan, and 2 cadavers will be transported on the same plane as well.
After the accident, these Taiwanese tourists are finally able to go home. The volunteers give their blessings and wish them a safe trip back home.
Following the Yan earthquake on April 20th, the Chinese government carried out immediate and comprehensive relief work, with those left homeless by the quake quickly relocated to emergency shelters. However, as the weather in Sichuan varies during day and night, without sufficient protection against the cold, many disaster survivors have come down with a cold or flu. Fortunately, a local army unit has set up a field hospital in the area to serve the disaster victims.
In little over a week, the government has already settled most of those left homeless by the Yan earthquake. However, the temporary shelters do not provide much protection against the elements, and with temperatures dropping at night, many here have come down with the common cold or flu.
就会湿湿的比较容易感冒还是怎么样？
感冒啊，你口巴又干，脚又痛。
I have a cold, I feel dizzy and my feet hurt.
All the disaster victims have been settled by this point and all are receiving meals. So now they have the time to check on any health problems they might be suffering from. Most of them suffer from the most common kinds, such as colds.
Fortunately for the disaster victims, the army has set up a field hospital nearby so that basic medical care is easily available for those that need it. Also helping out has been this Chinese medicine doctor from Beijing.
Some twisted their ankles running to safety, while others injured themselves on the damaged wooden or tile structures.
Although residents face difficult living conditions that have brought the occasional sickness into the camp, with army doctors and 1 brave Chinese medicine doctor standing by, their recovery and good health is assured.
On April 23rd, China city volunteers set up a daycare center in Sichuan's Lushan for children whose family were affected by the recent tremor. In the 10 days that it has been running, the center now sees over 70 children coming on a daily basis to read and sing. This has not only given children an outlet for their energies, but has also changed many for the better, as well as helped some get over the trauma of losing their homes and schools to the earthquake.
At 8:30 a.m., children are already heading to Ciji's daycare center. Among them are 5-year-old Gong Xiwei and 9-year-old Yang Meikang. When the 2 first started coming, they were mischievous children. However, under the guidance of volunteers, they have shown noticeable improvement in their behavior. They would disagree with everything. Whatever you say, they would disagree with it. If you ask them to sing, they would not do it. If you ask them to read, they would not do it. However, they have slowly changed this attitude.
在这边学到什么呢？
学到了会唱歌、画画。
为什么要帮忙整理书？
因为帮助别人快乐自己。
Among the children at the center are also those who were left traumatized by the quake. Under the care of the volunteers, many of these children have learned to smile again and have slowly begun to open up to those around them.
The work you are doing with them is helping settle them. I feel that when compared to how he was before the earthquake, he's more brave and more level-headed. We are more assured knowing he is here.
来了几天呢？
来了1个星期了。
觉得小朋友有没有什么改变呢？
回来爱唱歌的。
比较快乐哈。
就是啊。
Seeing the positive changes in their children, parents have started recommending the Tsuji Daycare Center to others. Now, the center sees over 70 children visiting per day, up from the 20 that came when the center first opened. For the children, they find it is a place to learn to let go of the past and embrace the future with a loving heart.
Moving to the United States, Tsuji volunteers from Washington, D.C., New Jersey, New York, and Tsuji U.S. headquarters in St. Dimas, California, attended the 2013 Interaction Forum to share their experiences in carrying out relief work following Hurricane Sandy. Let's take a look.
Here in Washington, D.C., the 2013 Interaction Forum was joined by NGOs from across the world. The Tsuji Foundation was also among the participants.
This forum is organized for international NGOs to exchange ideas on global relief work. It welcomes any disaster relief organization from any country to take part.
Really appreciate Taiwanese people to support us at the time of 3/11. You are really fantastic.
You are from where?
I'm from England.
Are you all responding to the recent earthquake in China?
这也是让大家来。
On this occasion, we can showcase Tsuji's relief work around the world, and that's why we attend the event every year.
This year, Tsuji's booth showcased its relief work following Hurricane Sandy.
The photo you see right now, it's all for Sandy disaster relief.
For many years, Tsuji volunteers have tried to engage local organizations and communities, but it has not been an easy task. After seeing how Tsuji volunteers help Sandy survivors, local residents finally accepted Tsuji.
In addition to highlighting Tsuji's quick response and timely assistance during disasters, volunteers also take the opportunity to share their personal experiences in doing charity work with their counterparts from around the globe.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dementia and Alzheimer's disease is not something that only affects the elderly people. In today's report on the topic of dementia, we meet a single mother who suffered from an early onset of the disease. Her son, although knowing that being in a nursing home with full-time care is the best thing for his mother, he continues to feel like he's not doing enough and fears for the day when he will lose his mother for good.
There are reporters from DaAi TV here to see you, to tell your story. You are going to be a famous star. She had an early onset of dementia. When the symptoms first occurred, I didn't know how to deal with it or what was going on. It was later on that relatives told me it was Alzheimer's.
From making sure her son is taken care of to now being dependent on others, her son never thought he'd face this day so soon. It's been 13 years of this, from losing memory to losing body functions. And Mr. Xie finally had to face the reality of putting up his mother in a home.
When I finally had the financial ability, I found a place for her to stay in, as I can't stay at home every day to take care of her. I think this is when we were still living around Songshan area. Back then, my mother still had the ability to take us places.
Looking at old pictures, the filial son feels a bit of nostalgia for the way things were.
推你去外面晒晒太阳，好不好？
He is very filial towards his mother. He shows up 3 times a month. Compared with other family members I see, he's very frequent in his visits. It's very moving.
因为有一段时间工作很不好。
There was a time when I was not doing well at my job, so I didn't dare visit her, but I would think about my mother a lot. However, I was ashamed to visit her.
As a filial child, Mr. Xie does his best in putting on a brave face and providing for his mother. However, there are many other families facing a similar situation as his.
信念，没有什么信念。
Faith? It's not about faith. She's my mother. If it was your mother, you would do the same.
Some say Alzheimer's is a compassionate disease as it gives family members plenty of time to make preparations for the final departure of their loved ones.
最怕的就是亲人不在。
I'm most afraid of losing her. She's been here all these years, yet I have no power to save or help her. It's really not enough.
Next, we meet another filial son, Chen Zhongren from New Taipei City, who moved out of his home of some 30 years to take care of his 84-year-old mother after she tripped over 4 years ago. Despite his busy work schedules, Chen still accompanies his mother whenever he can.
Supporting his 84-year-old mother to take a walk is Chen Zhongren. 4 years ago, after Chen's mother broke her leg, he decided to move back to live with his mother to better take care of her as his siblings are all working overseas.
His father's health wasn't that great, so he came back to take care of him. He felt safer too.
Since his father passed away 6 months ago, Chen has been in charge of taking care of his elderly mother. In spite of his busy work schedule, Chen insists on accompanying her whenever he can.
He takes good care of me. When the healthcare personnel goes home at night, he will clear my clothes store for me.
It is our duty as children to take care of our parents.
Other than being a filial child, Chen has also received an award as an active blood donor. He says he has to thank his parents for giving him a healthy body so he can continue to help those in need.
As some 200 students from the Tongde Home Economics and Commercial Vocational School in Nantou County have signed up to take part in this year's Buddha Day ceremony, city volunteers arrived at the school to go through the program with the students. With seemingly simple actions, students are practicing it over and over again. City volunteers patiently guide the students through the program.
I am taking part in this ceremony with gratitude and to pray for good health for my mother.
Some 200 students from Tongde Home Economics and Commercial Vocational School will be taking part in this year's Buddha Day ceremony.
I want to pray for my mother and help those in greater need.
The school officials hope their students will gain a valuable lesson from each rehearsal.
This will help cleanse the students' hearts and slowly calm their minds.
Though these are simple actions, it is nevertheless not easy to be perfect, as the beauty of a group lies in each individual.
In learning Tzuji's spirit of gratitude, volunteers hope the wisdom gained will help guide students on the right path in life. Also taking part in this year's Buddha Day ceremony in Nantou County are 80 students from the Wuyu High School who have all pledged to adopt a vegetarian diet. What's special about the school is that each time a rehearsal is carried out, teachers and students will go on a meatless diet together.
Noontime here at the Wuyu High School in Nantou County, 650 students and teachers are enjoying a vegetarian lunch together.
I think vegetarianism is good for our health. This definitely won't be my last vegetarian meal.
The delectable vegetarian dishes have everyone gobbling down their food with relish. However, there is a reason behind the entire school embracing a vegetarian diet.
We have 80 students who will be taking part in the Buddha Day ceremony, and they have promised to take on a vegetarian diet. I then announced for the whole school to take part in this meaningful cause.
I told them that if they wanted to take part, they would need to abstain from meat and asked if they were all right with it. They agreed to it, and I'm really grateful.
Despite this being the first Tzu Chi event for them, these 80 students nonetheless commit themselves wholeheartedly.
This is my first time taking part in the Buddha Day ceremony. It helps me cleanse my heart and learn to be more filial towards my parents.
If it's a good cause, then we should share it with older students. It will make them spiritually more fulfilled and be more filial towards their parents.
With their palms together as they practice over and over, seeds of compassion and goodness are already flourishing within their hearts.
To promote environmental ideals to children, Penghu's Environmental Protection Bureau invited Tzu Chi volunteers to share recycling tips with students at the Wen'ao Elementary School. Through songs and quizzes, the students all gained a valuable lesson. As soon as class starts, Tzu Chi volunteers lead students in a song on recycling concepts.
These sing-along songs help children easily absorb these recycling concepts.
Besides passing on recycling tips, volunteers also introduce the different categories of recyclables and how these impact the planet on which we live.
Do you know why we should recycle these aluminum cans? These aluminum cans are equivalent to 3 hours of power. If we recycle 50 kilos of paper, we can save a 20-year-old tree. So should we recycle them?
Penghu Environmental Protection Bureau works in partnership with Tzu Chi to promote recycling concepts in the community. And the feedback here at Wen'ao Elementary School is more than positive.
I will go home and tell my parents about recycling and how to get rid of some garbage.
We should recycle every day. Only then will we have a clean and beautiful planet.
Educating children with the right concepts at a young age helps create a sustainable future for all. Moving to Paraguay, in Kawande village of Ciudad del Este, Tzu Chi assisted in building 2 classrooms for children that were previously studying in a difficult environment. On the day of the opening ceremony, Tzu Chi volunteers not only brought desks and chairs as a final touch, but also prepared daily necessities for villagers. As the trucks arrived one by one here at Kawande village, some 40 kilometers from Ciudad del Este, students wait anxiously outside the 2 classrooms built by Tzu Chi volunteers. Today, volunteers are bringing desks, chairs and stationery to furnish the classrooms.
Education is our children's hope for a better future. With education, a good classroom and study environment, students will be able to better focus on their studies.
After volunteers finish furnishing the classrooms, teachers, parents and students all join in song and dance to celebrate the special occasion. Though the opening ceremony only lasted 2 hours, volunteers spent hours preparing for the event. Every desk and chair has been painted by Tzu Chi volunteers who put their heart and soul into creating a safe and practical environment for these students. Prior to the event, volunteers also packed second-hand clothing for a distribution that fell on the same day as the opening ceremony, thus also bringing love and daily necessities to those villagers in need. Back to Taiwan, in Pingtung County, Mr. Xie has been living alone since his parents passed away and is troubled by an immune system disorder. Upon learning of his plight, Tzu Chi volunteers arrived at his house to assist in cleaning his living environment and also to ensure he receives medical treatment.
Tzu Chi volunteers work hand in hand, moving out all the broken furniture. Next, they attentively separate the garbage and valuable items.
We are looking for valuable items. He has mixed valuable documents and garbage together.
Cleaning his house alongside the volunteer is 21-year-old Mr. Xue, who not only lives in solitude but also suffers from an immune system disorder. Furthermore, the property given to him by his parents was beguiled by someone.
His health condition is getting worse. We took him to see a doctor who said he needs therapy.
Since last year, Tzu Chi volunteers have extended their love and care to Mr. Xue. Today, the volunteers are here to give his house a makeover. Touched by the volunteers' gestures, Mr. Xue wants to help the needy too.
These are coins we found inside the house and I want to donate them to help others in need.
Though the money found inside the house is able to help Mr. Xue get some decent meals, he insists on donating them to Tzu Chi. He says he wants to be like the volunteers and become a giver.
The Children Are Us Foundation in Taiwan is an organization that looks out for the needs of people with intellectual disabilities. Recently, the foundation's theater troupe from its Kaohsiung branch was invited to perform at the annual Taipei Family Theater Festival, where the proceeds will go towards funding their community group home.
The Travels of Marco Polo, performed by the Children Are Us Foundation's theater troupe, is a performance tailored for children with intellectual disabilities. The performance not only exerts their limitless potential, but is a chance for the children to have a great time as well.
Our aim is for more people to understand us. We want them to know that these children are not only good at baking, but with a little patience and some practice, their potential is limitless.
Upon arriving at Wemmexville, explorers find to their surprise the villagers here only cared about their beauty and appearance. Those who appear to be imperfect are marked with a gray dot. The explorers encourage the villagers to drop this stereotype and learn to love themselves so that others may come to love them too.
We built a swan castle in Qishan district in Kaohsiung to take care of 99 older children with intellectual disabilities. That will be the community group home where they can stay after having worked for some time.
Located in Qishan, Kaohsiung, the Swan Castle will open this June, providing a happy haven for these children to return to and call home.
As this year marks Tzu Chi Foundation's 47th anniversary, Tzu Chi volunteers from all around the globe return to Jingzi Abode, their spiritual homeland in Hualien, to help make longevity bonds. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching DaAi Headlines. Goodbye.